Many of us are blessed with having the luxury to open the refrigerator and the pantry and make a flavorful choice on what meal we're going to make. We get to decide what might taste best based on our preferences.
Oh, absolutely. But it can be easy to forget that this is a great privilege that not everyone can enjoy. In fact, even here on Delmarva, 15 to 25% of residents are food insecure, meaning they lack the resources to provide healthy food to their families. Well, here with us to discuss what we can do to alleviate this problem are Jean Sayers. She's the Delmarva Regional Director with the Society of St. Andrew, as well as Brenda Mahan. She is the Delmarva Program Coordinator. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So before we dive deeper into those statistics, can you just tell us a little bit about the organization?
Sure. Society of St. Andrew is a national organization. We're the oldest and largest gleaning organization, and I realize not everyone knows what gleaning is. It's mentioned in the Old Testament. It's the biblical imperative to leave something behind in the fields for the poor and the foreigner. And in biblical times, the farmers would leave the edges of the fields, and folks in the community that were in need could go into the fields after the farmers were done and harvest what was left. We've got kind of a more modern take on that, and we utilize volunteers to go into the fields and gather the food that's left behind. Society of St. Andrew has been around for over 40 years, and we have regional offices in 10 areas now across the southeast primarily and into the Midwest. And in each of those regions we form gleaning networks working with farmers and distribution sites, volunteers, and hunger agencies to rescue as much fresh food as we can and get it directly to the people who need it.
So Brenda, let me ask you this. Delmarva has been described as being ripe with opportunities for folks to help families who are food insecure. Why is that? What?
Because we have so many farmers available to us.
Okay.
We work the whole peninsula. So we have the farmers down in Northampton County with a lot of potatoes, watermelons. We have a lot of corn, Wycomico County, also watermelons out of Sussex County. So we have just a ton of farmers that are there and have the produce that's left in the field. Plus we have the farmer markets that we work with that when they have an overabundance, then we can go and pick up from them and then take and distribute to the food pantries.
Why do you think, we have all these farms, we have all this produce, why do you think it's so hard for some families to come across it?
Go ahead.
If you go to the grocery store, and I'm guessing you do, you know that healthy food is typically a lot more expensive than processed foods and junk foods. So families that are on limited incomes or live in neighborhoods where there's not a full-service grocery store, and especially a lot of rural areas, they just simply don't have access. They can either they can't afford that good food, or they don't live near a grocery store where they can buy that good food.
Or they might not have the transportation to get to the grocery store.
Okay, all right. So building relationships with these farmers and these groups is pretty important.
Very important. That's how we actually start, because we have to build the relationships with the farmers.
Yeah.
So they'll donate the produce to us, and then we build the relationships with the gleaners to help go out and glean the produce.
Right.
And then the end people or the agencies that desperately need the food, and we build those, with all the small food pantries as well as the food banks.
It's really important to know where your food comes from, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And I think we've all gotten fairly distanced from, the actual where food grows. And I think that's one reason so much food goes to waste, is that people have an expectation of perfection in their food. Like everything in the grocery store looks beautiful and perfect. And so farmers can raise wonderful, nutritious food, but if it's not perfect, it's not marketable. So I think when we get folks out to the farms and they get to know the farmers and see how that whole system works, I think it helps them understand that even imperfect food is
Sure.
really good.
It's still good, yeah.
Yeah.
So how can people get involved in volunteering to help?
They can sign up online,
Okay.
Delmarva, inhunger.org, Delmarva, and there's a link where they can volunteer.
Okay. Okay.
They can help with donations. So we can use them as gleaners. We can use them to give us leads on farmers. So if farmers want to call or email us.
There you go.
Many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're welcome to reach out to us by email or call us. We're always happy to talk to folks about what we do. And, you know, because we're new here, we're just really eager to get the word out about what we're doing and
start those relationships.
and start those relationships on every level
Yeah.
with everybody in the community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jean
you.
and Brenda for being here, and thank you for all you do
Thanks
with
for
St. Andrews.
having us.
Wonderful.